Hi class, in lesson 4.2 you will be comparing, ordering, estimating, and rounding with decimals. Learning targets for today, you will compare decimal representations, order decimals, estimate sums and differences, estimate decimals to benchmark numbers, and finally round decimals. Key terms to look for in lesson 4.2, benchmark decimal and round. Turn to page 238, problem 1, comparing decimals. Answer number 1, letters A through C with your group members. Number 1, letter A, 39 hundredths is greater than 29 hundredths. Letter B, 3 hundredths is less than 30 hundredths. And for letter C, 2 tenths is equal to 20 hundredths. Turn to page 242, problem 2, putting books back at the library. Janet is helping Miss Woods reshelf books in the library. Miss Woods asks Janet to put the following math books in order from greatest to least on the math shelf. Answer letter A and B with your group members. For letter A, here are your decimals from greatest to least for Janet in ordering the books. For letter B, first you're going to look at the tens place because all of the decimals had a 5 in the hundreds place. You can then determine that you should look at the decimals that begin with 516. Then you're going to look at the tenths place. You're going to determine that 516 and 84 hundredths is indeed the greatest decimal, and follow the same process to determine the next decimal of greatest value. Turn to page 244 and answer number 4 with your group members. For number 4, first you need to look at the place value of the first digit to the right of the decimal point for each decimal. If the digits in each decimal are the same value, then you must keep comparing the digits in the place value of each digit from left to right until the place value of one decimal is greater than the other. Then you can determine which decimal is greater. Turn to page 247, problem 4, getting close. Benchmark decimals are common decimals you can use to estimate the value of other decimals. For example, 0, 5 tenths, and 1 are benchmark decimals that can be used to compare decimals. Remember, an estimate is not about being exactly correct, but it provides a ballpark figure, something that is near to and could be, but is not expected to be exact. And remember that we did something similar with benchmark fractions. When you are estimating the value of a decimal, analyze the digits to the right of the decimal point. For instance, this first decimal here is close to 0. The second decimal listed here is close to 1/2, and this third decimal is close to 1 whole. Answer number 1, letters A through J with your group members. The benchmark decimals for each decimal in number 1, letter A, 0, B, 1, C, 5 tenths, D, 1, E, 0, F, 5 tenths, G, 0, H, 5 tenths, I, 1, and J, 0. Turn to page 248. Answer number 3, letters A through C with your group members. Number 3, letter A, the first decimal is close to 1 and the second decimal is close to 5 tenths, so 1 minus 5 tenths is equal to 5 tenths. Letter B, the first decimal is close to 0, the second decimal is close to 5 tenths, 0 plus 5 tenths is 5 tenths. And finally for letter C, the first two decimals are close to 5 tenths, and the last decimal is close to 0. So 5 tenths plus 5 tenths plus 0 is going to give you 1. Turn to page 250. To round a decimal to a given place value, look at the digit to the right of the place to which you want to round the decimal. If the digit to the right is 4 or less, leave the digit alone. If the digit to the right is 5 or greater, round up. Answer number 5 with your group members and complete the table. Here is what your table should look like for number 5. Please check over all of your answers carefully with your group members. Please let me know if you have any questions. This will conclude Lesson 4.2 on comparing, ordering, estimating, and rounding with decimals. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.